Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So I will start by giving you information about the lesson plan. The first is the name of the teacher, Muhammad Hasballah Ar-Rahman. Name of school, Madrasah Sanawiyah Negeri 1 Tapin. Subject, English. Grade 8. Topic, I'm so happy for you, chapter 5. And the text type is short functional text in form of greeting card. Skills that I will teach, writing and speaking. Time allocations, 1 times 15 minutes. We will skip the core competences part. Let's go. Moving on to point B, basic competence and indicators of competence achievements. For the first basic competence, 3.5, to compare social functions, text structure, and linguistic elements of several special texts in the form of greeting card by issuing and asking for information regarding particular days according to the context of their use. The indicators for this is that the students will have to identify structure of short functional texts about simple greeting cards, and they will have to describe short functional text about simple greeting card according to the structure. For the second basic competence, 4.5, to arrange several special texts in the form of greeting card, short and simple, regarding particular days, and to pay attention to social function, text structure, and linguistic elements according to the context of their use. The indicators, the students will have to create a short functional text about simple greeting card that is good, interesting, and precise. And they will have to perform their short functional text about simple greeting card that is good, interesting, and precise in front of the class. Okay, moving on to point C, learning objectives. In the end of the class, the students will be able to analyze short functional texts about greeting card that have been prepared in a good grammar and meaningful way. The students will also be able to present their own short functional text about simple greeting card in front of the class. And for attitude values focus, we will focus on religious, nationalist, integrity, and also mutual cooperation. Point D, learning materials. We have the concept here, social function. A greeting card is a form of communication used to inform, show gratitude, and gives people warm kind of feeling, a friendship feeling. Alright, here we have an example of a simple greeting card. Dear Dad, happy birthday. How is someone so wise still so full of youth? I hope you have a great year. And that is an example of a simple greeting card. Continuing point D number 3, we have principles. Generic structure, the purpose of the greeting card, person names in the card, and also who sent the card. Dominant language features, using present simple tense like I hope you have a great year. Procedure, by the end of the class, the students will write short functional text about simple greeting card. Number 2, learning materials for remedial. A short functional text about simple greeting cards that are good, interesting, and precise by issuing and asking for information, show gratitude, and gives people warm kind of feeling, a friendship feeling, according to the context of their use. Okay, to the point E, learning method. Approach, here we will use scientific approach. For the learning model, we will use CLT, communicative language teaching. Okay, continuing to the point F, learning media. We will use an LCD projector, a poster, laptop, and also textbook. Point G, learning sources. The first is from Kementerian Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan, a textbook. The second is poster from www.canva.com. The third is module or learning materials, and the fourth is another relevant sources. Okay, for the point H, teaching and learning activity for 15 minutes. For the first is opening activity for 2 minutes. The teacher will explain about orientation, a perception, motivation, and giving references. In orientation, the teacher will open the class by reciting salam and praying to start the lesson. That is the religious point. Checking the presence list of the students as the reflection of disciplined behavior, and preparing the students to follow the process of learning short functional text about greeting card, and then the perception, connecting the learning materials, theme, or activities that will be done to the students' experience in the previous level. In motivation, the teacher will give the description of the benefit to learn the materials, telling the learning objective to the students and asking questions. In giving references, the teacher will tell the students about the materials that will be discussed today, telling the core competence, basic competence, indicators, and also the minimum graduation criteria of the meeting, and maybe also dividing learning group. Okay, for the main activities, we have 12 minutes. Now, in teaching and learning activities, we will do literation activities in viewing, observing, reading, and also listening. In viewing, the teacher will display relevant pictures, photos, and videos about simple greeting card. In observing, the teacher will show posters from short functional text about greeting card as an example. And in reading, students are asked to read materials from textbooks or other supporting materials from the internet or related materials in form of short functional text in greeting card. In listening, the students are asked to listen to the material given by the teacher which is related to short functional text in form of greeting card on chapter 5, page 65, and create their own simple greeting card. In critical thinking, the teacher gives students the opportunity to identify as many questions as possible related to the example presented and will be answered through learning activities. For example, what is a greeting card? What is the purpose of greeting card? And how many steps for making a good greeting card? They will also need to formulate questions to form critical thoughts. For example, the meaning of greeting card is, the generic structure and dominant language features of greeting card are, and also the function and the steps for making greeting card are. Okay, for collaboration and critical thinking, we have observing, interviewing, collecting, and reading. The students are asked to explore their knowledge by reading references books about how to make structured greeting cards that is good, interesting, and precise. Representing. Learners do the following activities. The students will work in pairs to analyze the general, functional, and dominant language features of the greeting card based on the original example. The students discuss it with other friends. And in reviewing, they will exchange information about how to make a good greeting card. For critical thinking, students will discuss about the data on how to identify structure of short functional text about simple greeting card, how to describe short functional text about simple greeting card according to the structure, and how to make simple greeting card that are interesting and precise, and that have been collected, summarized in previous activities. 4C. After they process the information, they will do their performance in making a simple greeting card. For critical thinking and verification, learners discuss the results of their observations and verify the results of their observations with data or theory in the source book through the activities by presenting in front of the class about their own simple greeting cards. In communication for generalizations, students are discussing to summarize and deliver the results of their discussions in form of conclusion. They will also have to present the results of the classical group discussion about simple greeting cards that are interesting and precise. They will express opinions and ask questions, and they will also summarize the important points that emerge in the new learning activities carried out in the form of a written observation report about simple greeting cards that are interesting and precise. For the closing activity, 1 minute, students will make summary with the guidance of the teacher about the important points that emerge in the new learning activities carried out. Scheduling homework, scheduling projects that must be studied at the next meeting outside school hours or at home. And the teachers will check students' work completed immediately. Students who have completed the project correctly are initiated and given a ranking number for the project assessment. Give awards to groups that have good performances and collaboration. For the assessment, remedial and enrichment, in assessment technique, I will use affective and also observation as the journal. Observation assessment is based on observing the attitudes and behaviors of students, both related to the learning process and in general. We have religious, nationalist, integrity, and mutual cooperation. For cognitive, I will look at written tests. For psychomotor, I will look at their performances. Here I have a rubric for the aspects of writing assessments. I have suitability, grammatical, vocabulary, and clarity of meaning. Here I have a rubric of aspects of speaking assessment. I have grammar, vocabulary, comprehension, fluency, pronunciation, and task accomplishment. Okay, and that is all from me about the lesson plan. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.